Taehyung grew up as the son of a famous businessman, but that didn't mean life was easy for him. Ever since he was young, he had a deep passion for being the CEO of his father's company. He wasn't just about inheriting a title, he wanted to earn it. To prepare himself, Taehyung worked harder than anyone could imagine. He didn't settle for a business degree. He went to complete a PhD in business and also pursued a degree in engineering. Though his father had always said that Taehyung would one day take over the company no matter what, Taehyung's father's legacy was too valuable. His father built his empire from ground up with all his sweet and share. So Taehyung made a promise to himself he wouldn't just take over the company because of his name. He would earn it and would make his father proud. Even if they won, Taehyung make a mistake, hurt company's reputation, a new CEO. That's why Taehyung pushed himself so hard. He didn't want to let his father down. Taehyung talent didn't go unnoticed. Many of the world's top companies tried to hire him, offering him salary even higher than his father could pay. But Taehyung was loyal. He had only goal in mind, his father's company, nothing else mattered. He wanted to take the company to new heights, not for himself, for his father. No matter how many tempting offers came in his way, Taehyung knew his place was by his father's side, making him proud and ensuring the company continued pride. That how could he do this? How? Taehyung struggled to keep his voice calm, trying his best not to naughty as he stood before mistaking his father. Taehyung, your mom and I thought long and hard about it. This is best for your future. Best for my future, he scoffed, shaking his head in disbelief. This is so childish. How can I make a deal over this? I did everything to become a CEO of this company, but still you are doing this. Exactly what I'm trying to explain you. His father's voice was calm. He tried to make up his mind. You have been so focused on your studies and business that you have forgotten how to live. No fun, no balance in life. The young face tightened frustration. No life, no fun. He stared at his father, incredulous. You are the one who told me not to behave like an alien when I was a teenager. I'm not talking about your weird habits back then. I'm talking about how you have never had a real relationship. Never even had a girlfriend he really loved at his absurd day. When I was 18, you saw me with a girl at a restaurant. She wasn't even someone I knew. She just asked to borrow my jacket. And what did you do? You scolded me, told me I was wasting my time, wasting my youth. You said I should be focusing on my studies. Clears his throat as if preparing for a serious revelation. Yes, it was part of our plan. You all meant for someone from the start, which is why we didn't let you get involved in anyone else. And you think this girl is perfect for me? He scoffed, his frustration rising. She's only interested in joining our company for her own benefit. I can't believe you give up half of my shares to a girl claiming he's my fiance. She is not just anyone, Taehyung. She is talented just like you. The two of you need to meet, understand each other. Meet a girl who is taking my shares, my credits, all the hard work I have put in since I was young. He clenched his fist, the thought infuriating him. I didn't give her any of your credit, Taehyung. His father voice softened. I knew you had reason horrified that I gave her my shares. Taehyung is sudden in shock. He couldn't believe that he was hearing. His father gave his own shares. Disappointed flooded through him as he bit his lip. And he wanted those shares and wanted to become the CEO of this company. But to do that, you will have to marry Park Wan. And if you refuse, he paused. The weight of his was heavy. Then you will have to work under her. She will become the CEO, as if she has the same qualification and abilities as you. Admired her creativity and management of products. She is also the CFO. Tim could barely contain his frustration running hand through his hair. God, how many tests do I have to endure just to become the CEO of my own father's company? All of this will help you understand the balance between personal and professional life as well as industry. Trust me, Taehyung. Get ready to meet her. She will be here soon and will work with us for a week on the new product launch project. Taehyung rolled his eyes, but his father didn't notice. And why do you need to meet her? If she is working on a new product launch, she will meet her team, right? No, Taehyung, she is taking on part of the work that you are doing alone. You will have to collaborate with her if you want your idea to be succeed. Taehyung is sudden in disbelief. What you give her my project to? Is she a thief or something, stealing everything from me? His frustration was evident in his voice. That project was mine, Dad. I knew I could handle it alone with my team. I had no choice then. She is already involved and she is now part of this company. You will have to cooperate with her if you want to be CEO. And one more thing, Mr. Kim, don't grow more serious. You'll need to win her heart. Her father said she is also hesitant about a marriage. Tang let out a chuckle, a mixture of disbelief and frustration. Are you sure you are not joking, Dad? He raised an eyebrow, sarcasm dripping from his word. Maybe you have forgotten to take your medicine. I should probably tell Mom about this. Seeing Tang disbelief, Mr. Kim shook his head. I am perfectly fine, son, but if you are so worried, go find one. Who knows, she might steal your heart too. She stole my heart and congratulations. He let out a sarcastic laugh. You can go ahead and make her the CEO while I will be lying in the hospital bed recovering from the shock. He said sarcastically, shaking his head as he turned to leave the room. One step out of the car, adjusting her bag as she gazes up the one of the most prominent and largest company in the world. Her heart pounded, but not because the responsibilities awaiting her, nor it's the deeds she made with her family and Mr. Kim, the arrangement to marry her son, the span of her life with him. Vina, however, wasn't so sure. She walked over the elevator with her secretary, who spoke briefly with the receptionist. One tries to push the thought of the marriage out of her mind, focusing instead of the business at hand. As the elevator reaches the fifth floor, it stops and the man entered. Without staring a glance at anyone, he presses a button on the 10th floor. His expression focused and distanced. One heart skipped a bit. She still glasses at him, her mind racing with thoughts. So this is him, the man she was supposed to spend the rest of her life with. Yet felt like a stranger. One's world was full of friends, laughter, and fun. Yet when it came to her career and studies, she was dead serious. She had built a reputation. The elevator felt strangely small as the silence between them grew. One couldn't help but feel the weight of the what was happening to people so different, so he had bound a deal when none of them had asked for. He doesn't even know me, or maybe he's just ignoring me. One thought that so she wants the man who's supposed to be a fiance. I guess his dad didn't show me my picture like my family did. The elevator reaches the 10th floor and things step out first. His step quick and purposeful. One followed closely behind her, secretary beside her. The receptionist had already told them where the project and product manager office was located. So this is him, the product and project manager and the chief technology officer. One thought as she recalled Mr. Kim's words. We have to admit he's a good leader, even if he doesn't know I'm following him right now. As he approaches the office, Young greeted his team, shaking his head with them, but he still seemed unaware of Van's presence. It was another his manager noticed her. Thanks, manager. Mrs. Bhagwan, welcome. Mr. Kim informed us about your arrival today. The team has been looking forward to meeting you. All of them colleagues greeted her warmly, clearly aware of who she was. I am a CFO and CTO of my father's company as well, but amidst all the handshake introduction, Taehyung was staying still, simply watching her and smiled at him softly, letting out a small sigh before extending her hand towards him for a handshake. When my manager recognized her, I was stunned. This is her. For a moment, Taehyung had to skip a bit, though he wasn't sure why. So she's here, he thought, trying to compose himself. Now we can finally discuss the project and whatever this arranged marriage is. After hours of working together, you and Taehyung had started to settle into a quiet rhythm. Both of you were immersed in the project, occasionally complementing each other in subtle ways. Taehyung was truly impressed with your ideas, so he kept his thought to himself. Every time you smiled softly, his heart skipped. You, on the other hand, couldn't help but notice how skilled Taehyung was at his work. If you could set aside your pride, you might even ask him for more advice on the business in the future. He was a natural leader, someone who was clearly capable of handling the position of CEO. But he didn't want to make any judgment just yet, especially since his behavior around you was a little off. His cold demeanor was unnoticeable, but it wasn't directed at anyone, just you. And you know exactly why. Of course, you thought his father gave him 50% of company shares. The kind of decision wasn't something like takes it lightly. You understand that if they actually wanted to be a CEO or even one the owner, he might feel the urge to try and take those shares back from you. Alright everyone, that's enough for today. Don't overwork yourself. His voice was calm but commanding as he spoke to the team. The collegians nodded and left the room one by one. Taehyung gave a small nod to the manager as well, indicating he could leave. Soon it was just you. He crossed his arm and leaned back slightly, a small smile playing on his lip as he looked at you. You could feel his eyes on you, but you were nervous, keeping a natural face. You casually met his gaze before returning your focus to the papers in front of you. There was a tense silence between the two of you. Seemed to be studying you, fear of sitting was something the other children felt like almost like a challenge, none of you had directly acknowledged. Suddenly the quiet buzz of the young was interrupted at the moment he glanced down at his expression unreadable. You could tell from the way his fingers tightened slightly around the phone it was his father's message. Texting, are you trying to win a heart, son? Thanks, I'm not trying to win back what's mine, but shares my position. Messaging, what that I'm not some cliche with his son from K-drama who keeps everything for his Cinderella. Do you want to be CEO or not? Thanks, he'll sharply internally frowned his face, however remained emotionless as always. Alright, any ideas then? Why don't you ask her to have dinner? You can discuss more personal matters. Fine, he reluctantly agreed, slipping his phone into his pocket and glancing at you across the room. You were gathering your things, preparing to leave. The tension in the room was palpable, but you remained composed, maintaining your professionalism. Semester came. Since our work is done for the day, we will be handing out good evening. You gave a polite smile, gesturing for the secretary to follow. Just as you were at work, why don't we have dinner? If you would like, we can discuss some more personal matter as well. His tone was formal but digest. His word carried a subtle weight. He paused for a moment, looking at his secretary and signaling to leave before turning back to face him. At restaurant, so Miss Park, why do you want to marry me? One chuckled softly. Mr. Kim, I must say that was a smooth transition from business to personal matter. This isn't personal, this is a business deal for both of us, and you know it as well as I do. Mine is an amputator and sip of her juice. Third, what are you doing there? Is this really how you plan to win her heart? You said I wanted to marry you. I have plenty of other proposals and in another position than you. Taehyung chuckles, but she noticed the tension hidden behind his calm, faint smile. You already hold 50% of my father's shares because of this arrangement, and now you are telling me you won't marry me. Interesting. You know what, Mr. Kim, we both hold a significant market value. Top companies want to hire you. The profile CEOs are eager to marry me and hire me, and for those shares, my father seems to think that I can skyrocket this company, and if you don't win, I could be the CEO. Always carries a tone of challenge, but deep down she doesn't really desire this. Become the CEO of the company was never intention because her real target lies somewhere else. I will get what's mine, and if it fails, that's you. When chocolate continues, so you will have to earn it, Mr. Kim. I'm a family, not just a cool marriage. If you want acting like a robot, I don't want to regret marrying you. She laughs softly. I understand what you want. I will try my best to win it all. Just remember, don't try to fake anything. I can already tell that calm expression how you are screaming inside that you hate me. Think that his composure. Good to hear, but don't worry, I will never let those words leave him out. Taehyung sat in his office, staring out the window, deep in thought. He clenched his fist at the idea of one having such a strong hold in the company. His company, the fact that she had 50% of the share didn't set her right with him. To him, it felt like a trade, a calculated move on her part to get ahead. Every decision she made, every meeting they had attended together, they couldn't shade a suspicion that one was plotting something, perhaps to take over completely. He went first to his parents. They adored one, always speaking so highly of her. His mother was practically obsessed with the idea of their marriage, pushing them together, encouraging him to take care of her. The only added to the frustration, he couldn't understand why they were so blind to the situation. His parents were wrapped up in their desire, but Taehyung wasn't going to let them happen. No, he wouldn't be the one in control. He had to act carefully, strategically. Plan formed in his mind. He would give her exactly what she wanted: care, affection, everything she thought she deserved. But it would be her fate. The idea of manipulating her, of gaining her trust just to pull it down from under her when least expected, to him in a twisted way. It would be the perfect way to keep her close, to observe her every move. He could make her feel safer, waiting for the right move to strike. She would never see it coming. In days that followed, Taehyung behavior shifted subtly. He started paying more attention to Wan, asking her if she needed anything, offering to help with her project and even bringing coffee during meetings. His tone softened when he spoke to her, and Wan's cold gaze was now replaced with something almost tender. Wan seemed confused at first, her each guarded expression slipping every time he showed his unexpected kindness, but that was part of the plan. He wanted her to lower her defenses. He started trusting him. Even relying on him, he knew she was a smart, but he was smarter. He would build her trust brick by brick, only to tear down when she least suspected. His wife looked up at him one day, her eyes searching for answer to his sudden change. Then he smiled, a genuine looking smile that masked his true intention. I just wanted to make sure you're comfortable, he said smoothly. After all, we are in this together, right? Well, nodded slowly, but there was hesitation in her eyes. They knew it would take time. He was impassionate. He had no intention